a government meeting that you automatically go out and cover it, or do you just take requests that say, oh, I want you to cover this so that you don't get into that quagmire?
Right.
Committee, whatever.
So very good question. So we just created a sheet. I get tons of questions from our school district. We want you to cover this, we want you to cover that. So my response is, number one, we as staff don't do the work. All my students do the work, right? And many volunteer or many access centers over the years, one of the things I always hear is the staff is always the one that does the work. Why do you not have volunteers? That's the question I ask, right? Why do you not have volunteers coming in your door, being involved in your organization? That to me is problem number one in your organization, because that means you're not getting out into your community, letting them know what you do and how to engage them. Okay? So for me, it's what is it you need done? Students can do it. You can work with the students. You know, you can write the scripts, you can help produce it, but the students are going to be the ones who support this and do this.
But do you take the initiative and show up at, let's say, a planning board meeting and just say, we want to record this, we want this on?
No.
Why not?
It's not our directive.
Why couldn't, I mean, isn't that?
Our organization is very specifically, again, we're only an education channel, so my directive is twofold. One, I teach students an industry standard profession, and then I give them a pathway. So now I either give them to, say, a production company to learn more, to do internships, or guide them to colleges and universities.
Yeah, I came in late, I didn't know you were in education.
Yep. Yep.
So you wouldn't necessarily take it upon yourself to cover school board?
We do have to cover school board meetings, yes. Yep, so we only cover school board meetings, that is it. Everything else is student-produced content from their voices, what they're interested in.
Or a request that comes in.
Or a request that comes in. So for example, which leads perfectly to talking about organizations and partnerships, right? Partnerships is who do I partner with, right? So I have different organizations within our district building that want to partner with us. So I'm going to use the fire department, for example. They have all these promo pieces that they want to do about how to support, if a fire breaks out, how a fire breaks out, safety, CPR, that sort of thing. But they know their stuff is old, hasn't been redone, but they also want to focus on students. They want to get messages to students. So students can also share this information with their parents. So they came to us, wrote the scripts, and said, now let your students produce them. We don't care what they look like. I mean, obviously, we're going to guide them to help them create quality content, but they create a very visual script. So if I read you the script, I definitely can see a vision in my head of what it would look like. And I think that's very easy for the students to be able to work with. So again, thinking about those partnerships, right? In my public access times, I partnered with the Chamber of Commerce. We partnered with our local businesses. You've got to think about who you are.
This is Shelley Wolf.
And are they relevant to your organization, right? Not every partnership is relevant to our organization. So I have debates with this all the time. So my old ED, before I got there, always focused on corporate businesses, industry businesses, which were great, but I also think those are things that you want to think about as supporters, financiers from a high level, and sponsors, where I think your job is to support and have nonprofits and highlight the nonprofits that are out there, highlight community efforts that are happening, work with the local chambers, work with your local workforce development, work with your Spanish-speaking consulate that's in your backyard, right? So think about those types of partnerships. A new partnership we just did is with Tech Girls, right? So I bring in coding. They teach middle school girls how to code. They have volunteers through local organizations. Tech Girls is all across the country. They offer free workshops with volunteers. In return, I offer my studio up for a space to not only offer those workshops, but in return do production workshops, how to do podcasting, vlogging. So again, it's a shared partnership, creates another funding model. So again, listening to your staff, find out how they're consuming media, right? We just talked about cord cutting. I think the important piece is 5 years from now, 10 years from now, how many of you think we're still going to exist in the same format we exist? Right? We've got to change the way we think about our organizations. We have to think about the way that we are putting ourselves out there and engaging our communities. If our own staff isn't consuming media the way we think they are, then it's probably not going to support us longevity, right? You have to have staff buy-in. You have to have board buy-in before you can go anywhere, right? Again, I always go back to everybody wants to jump into the fundraising model. Well, is your board supporting you? That's my first question. You have 100% participation from your board members. You have 100% participation from your staff members. You don't have either of those, there's not fundraising, it's not the beginning start for you. Okay? Determine if your organization is waiting for folks to walk through the door. I think many of you are, right? Again, you have to get out, go and put your face out there. When we talk about community media, why does people not know that we exist? I've walked into 3 communities that had been there for over 30 years. Someone said, I never knew you existed. Well, that tells me people never went outside the door and had that conversation. They weren't branding themselves on the street, right? There's a lot of money in your communities, even though you may not be in an affluent community. So again, it's about determining who those partners are, making yourself relevant to them, and offering opportunities that are going to support your community. No community in this room is exactly the same. No offering that I can offer you in terms of how to throw an event, how to fundraise, is going to be exactly the same for your community. It's going to be different for every community. All right? And then find out interest in what... I'm sorry. We've always been in a district building. It just wasn't student focused. They actually ran with adults.
Okay.
So, yes.
I'm just curious, because I know Philly a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you, with the school system there, do you, for example, if there's a basketball game or a football game or a school play or a concert, do you broadcast those things to the district? Because those are the things that I find that people that are local, they'll watch that because they know that it's them, that it's a reflection of themselves.
Exactly.
But local media tends to give you a glimpse of it on the news for like 30 seconds, whereas when we have, like especially Philly, it's always a big sports town, I know with the kids.
Yep.
Wasn't it the chess thing that was big in Philly at one time? Yeah. So when you have those things, do you sort of use those as your...
So we work with our schools to cover them. So we actually have multiple types of media programs throughout all of our schools, and they cover those, and we do air them. I have to say, out of the 4 stations I run, this is the first station I honestly hear people tell me all the time, oh my God, I was watching your channel. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. All right, I'm gonna hold off my questions and turn
Thanks,
it over
Shay.
to Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through a quick presentation of my own, and then we'll turn it over to Bob Kelly of New TV, and then we'll open it up to the floor. We want to hear what everybody has to say. I think this is an excellent opportunity for all of us to learn from each other and figure out some of those alternate revenue streams that we're implementing right now at our own centers. So LMC TV, like I said before, we're in Mamaroneck, New York. We're in a suburb that's just north of the Bronx. We have about 12,000 households that we work with. We have an operating budget of just over $750,000. We have 6 full-time staff, 2 part-time staff, and then we hire out in our various programs. So we have a varsity sports program that tapes over 80 local varsity sports games a year. We have our news show that goes out live every Thursday night called The Local Live. That's done by, and they're actually presenting upstairs right now, New String on a Budget. We do municipal meetings, we have a studio, so we're full PEG. And one of the things that we've really tried to do, and we've followed really the lead that I think taking the temperature of the ACM and having been to many of these conferences is this idea of what is public access television. So does anybody here, do you guys want to just share with us what you hear from your constituency about the question of what is public access television? Yeah.
My constituent thinks when I say public access television, they think it's public television.
Okay.
They don't think that they're not public.
Oh, I have one for you.
You're WMHC, aren't you?
There's a gentleman in the back.
Yeah, they think 2 things basically. The first thing they think is a government channel, government meetings. The second thing that comes to their mind is between 2 firms, and I get that a lot.
Right, right. Yes, Glendora.
One of the public access coordinators for Cablevision Long Island, he was out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a tour, and they were sitting around at dinner, and a woman says, "What do you do?" "I work for Cablevision." "And what do you do?" "I do public access." And she says, "Oh, that woman with the hat and gloves?"
I paid her for that joke right there. But that's, yeah, that seems to be, yes, well, there's one more.
Whenever for people who know what public access is, I agree they usually mistake me for WGBH, or, oh, I love Frontline. I'm like, I do too, but that's not me. But usually what they believe is either government gavel to gavel, or future fodder for Adult Swim programming.
Right. and we saw a lot of that with the Found Footage Festival as well, right? So I think we've done a great job of trying to set the pace and break free of that mold and that idea of what our centers are. They're community media centers, right? We have to bridge the divide and bring as many people in our communities together, whether we're educating them how to use media, whether we're educating them what is media, but we are constantly working, we are building community through media, and that is one excellent way that we can, I think, bridge the divide and try to rebrand ourselves. So when we get into branding, we just keep going through these. Obviously, we talked about, the cord cutting and how it's inevitable. Who are you? Does anybody here feel 100% that they fully know who they are and what they do and why they exist? Honestly. I'm sure we're constantly...
I study philosophy, so never.
Exactly. But we should always be asking ourselves that question. Who are we and what do we do? Well, we're here to serve the community. So, like you said, Shelley, one of the things we need to do is ask our community, what do you guys want from us? Because that allows us to become more and more of an indispensable part of our community. We have to listen, just take the temperature, go around, make sure that, yes, we may have an idea of what we want to do, but it may not necessarily be serving our community. Just as an anecdote, we had decided, okay, we want to start running some classes. And we put classes out on Facebook, we put classes out on blast email, we put classes anywhere you could possibly think of it. And the enrollment in our classes, which were free for our members, was abysmal. It was terrible. And we reached out to people and we said, well, what's going on? What gives? Why weren't you guys interested? Well, the classes we were offering didn't match the interests of the community. So now we're rebranding that, re-strategizing, and trying to come back with classes that we will offer that people will be interested in. So, whether it's doing a survey and sending that out, or having a major event and having people just fill things out when they're at the event, always make sure that you're there, you're a sounding board, and that you're listening to your community. Another thing, sorry, Shelley, if you could just go back to that one. Another thing is really, all the branding that you guys do. Make sure that people know who you are. Wherever you are, have your shirts on, have your banners, have your cameras that have gear on them with your logo. Who here, is there anybody that does not, and I know this may sound crazy, but does anybody not have a logo for their station? Or a logo that they're happy with? How about that? Does anybody have a logo that they're not happy with currently? I mean, that is the one thing that you should have first and foremost. Make sure that you have a brand and you're easily identifiable and there is no question about who you guys are. Shelley, if you could go to the next one, please. So some of the things that we've started doing at LMC TV, we just moved into a new facility. It's a temporary facility, but we tried to make it as professional as possible. So it's really been exciting for the community to come in and see, all the big cameras and lights. And we started implementing birthday parties, which has been a huge hit. So any parent who wants to have a birthday party, they can come in, work with, they can invite their friends in, they can have a YouTube show. So we started heavily advertising for our YouTube shows. Gala events are always wonderful, bringing together the community not only to work on bringing in funding, but also to bring in more organizations, raising awareness, letting them know what exactly you're doing. And one of the things that we're doing this year, actually show of hands, who here is doing a fundraising campaign for this year? Just 2. Wow.
We're the same.
Just so 1.
So technically 1.
So there's one fundraising campaign in this room. So 2.
Because I serve on a board for another one.
Okay.
I'm fundraising there.
Okay. So who in this room gets 100% of their franchise fees delivered directly to them? Okay. What happens with us at LMC, the franchise fees come in, but we see $350,000 taken away off the top. So that leaves us with a pretty big hole to fill. Now, part of the reason why we're here at this panel is really to discuss, okay, well, what happens if we start to not get 100% of those franchise fees? Bob's going to jump into that in a little bit and can sort of show us some ways to start weaning off of the franchise fees and become more self-sufficient. But that is great that you guys get 100%. I hope that continues for as long as possible. But fundraising for us is one of the things we've had to do, and our board of control, which is essentially holds our purse strings, they are the ones telling us, well, you guys need to do more, you need to do more, you need to do more. And I was just having a conversation with Shane outside saying, well, if we do more, then that means that they'll have to give us less and our efforts are going to be increased. So it's a bit of a catch-22. If we do actually raise money, are they going to tell us then, well, you guys seem to be okay, you're good on your own? It's a big question for us and a big problem. But the way that I'm looking at fundraising is not so much about the money that it's bringing in, but about the awareness that it's raising in the community. So when we reach out and we go to some of our LMC TV All-Stars who have been veterans and moved on to working with ABC and ESPN and various news outlets, these are the stories that we come back to, and the organizations in our community as well. We'll also bring them in, have them do testimonials. We'll ask them, has anybody heard of peer fundraising, peer-to-peer fundraising? Yeah. So we know that that's essentially asking others who we're involved with to share our own campaigns and try to build not just a financial gain, but also awareness and visibility for our organizations. Yeah, Mark.
I just wanted to share with everyone the absurdity that we're going through in the city of Albany is that the city is keeping $1 million of the cable franchise fee, and we get $35,000 from another pot for a studio coordinator, and we have $218,000 for equipment that's just sitting in the coffers of the city coffers, and people don't want to really spend it. And it's been sitting there for 4 years now, 5 years.
Crazy.
So, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Shelley, can we go to the next slide, please? So one of the things that you can do when you talk about fundraising, a lot of people think, all right, sending out a letter, doing something online. We launched a campaign, this was actually our studio production manager's idea, Dina Schumacher, to have a community mural. So we worked with a local artist, Jamie Lynn from Made Art Studio, and she actually painted us this beautiful community mural that we created. It's sort of like a jigsaw puzzle. And when we did our opening event at our studio, we had people buy in. We sold these for, it was 50 pieces, $200 a puzzle piece. And in the first night, we sold close to 40 pieces. So we're still pumping that up and working on it. I think if you click on the video, there's a little news clip of our community mural.
Have you help us along the way. CTV would like to thank local artist Jamie Lynn and Nate, and to thank local artist Jamie Lynn. LMCTV still has pieces left of its fundraising community mural. If you haven't contributed yet, here's some info on the mural, and we'd love to have you help us along the way. We would like to thank local artists Jamie Lynn and Nate, and Art Studio of America for creating a beautiful community mural. Place your piece in this mural by contributing to LMCTV, the community connection that brings you local board meetings, varsity
of sports, and your local news. Please contribute to this community mural by going to our website and clicking on Donate. Each contributor will be listed next to the mural when it is complete. We value your appreciation of what we do. Become a single donor or as a group, go to lmctv.org. The only piece missing is you.
And as a thank you to each donor, we actually produced their own thank you video that we did with stop motion animation of puzzle pieces coming together as like a beating heart and fun things like that just to keep people interested. Shelley, can you go to corporate underwriting? How many people here are doing corporate underwriting at their centers? Okay, so about half or a little less than half. This is one of those things, Shelley, you had mentioned doing your own productions and going out in the field, and does it actually equate to, do you spend more money and time and effort doing these types of things than you actually pull in? And that's sort of one of the things that we found when we were doing corporate underwriting in-house, is that we were spending so much time and effort and getting so little from the corporate underwriters that it just didn't make sense. So what we're going to try to do now is a model in which we hire someone from the outside and pay them a commission, and we take, 60% of whatever comes in, and they're going to take 40% to produce and edit the pieces. So we'll see how that works, but I think it's definitely going to be something that doesn't put as much of a strain on the organization, and, hey, $600 is better than zero. So, no, that's okay.
Would you pay them any upfront or salary type money, or only commission?
Well, what we're going to do now is just do commission. So merchandising for this is Sunday, our studio production manager's dog. She's our #1 model and our #1 employee, actually, I like to say. But is anybody here selling swag on their website? Okay, so here's another way of getting visibility out there. There you go, very nice. Having visibility out there, raising some funds, and making people feel like they are part of something. I think that's the #1 thing that you want to do, is just really bring people into your organization, make them feel like it's home, so that they keep coming back over and over and over again, and they're proud to be a part of the LMC TV family. Yes, sir?
Is it the same colors as your production team shirt, or is it?
Yeah, so these are all the same as our production team shirts that our guys wear. We actually do have polos as well that our varsity sportscasters wear, and we have them for staff, but you can buy those as well.
I don't want to make people running around like, oh yeah, I'm part of the production team, so I kind of got different colors.
Yeah.
Community sponsor or something like that, so.
Right. Yeah, you can do whatever, different designs if you want.
Right.
Sure. Next slide, please. So utilizing your resources, one of the things that we've been able to do, I hear people say, oh, it's going to take so long to do that. Utilize the resources that are out there. There's so many different websites you can go to, whether it's for stock footage or creating bumpers that increase your production value. They're very inexpensive subscriptions. We use, I don't know if anyone's heard of story blocks. They used to be video blocks for all of our stock footage needs. And it's one way that we can just cut down on, we can increase production value, but cut down on the time in which our staff is having to produce everything. This video here, it's from a program called Videos, and it gave us, we can just play that, give you some ideas for little bumpers you can put between your programming. If he wants to play.
This is one little video.
Well, it doesn't want to cooperate with us.
Welcome to Spectrum.
Yeah. That's all right. It's a service that we paid $75 for, and there we go. Just little bumpers that you can add either before or after programs. And we did none of this. We typed in LMC TV at the top, and then at the bottom, whatever your tagline was for your organization. And it's called Videos. I can provide anybody with the link after that. Simple, cheap, and easy. Increase your production value. All right, I'm going to cycle through because I'm sure Bob has plenty he wants to share with us as well. Utilizing online resources, basically just talked about that. Not underestimating your volunteers. You know, when you guys go and you do your fundraising drives, your volunteers are twice as likely to donate than anyone else. So again, making them feel like they're part of the family, whether it's doing work for you at your events. Does anybody throw big fundraising events here? Show of hands. Okay, galas or?
Gala.
Great. One of the things that we started implementing, it's called the Tiki Invasion. So we have our community has a beach, we're on Long Island Sound, and we partnered with the Village Rec Department. And every year we hold this big luau on the beach, and we have a blow-up screen so the kids can watch a movie afterwards. We have s'mores, food trucks, a steel drum band, and it's just a great way, you know, if you work with your local governments and get in with them, they spend the majority of the money. It's a very small fee that we actually pay for this, but they're doing the heavy lifting, and they also provide us with a lot of their staff as well. But hey, we reap the benefits. LMC TV is out there. We record it. We show a little who we are before the screening on the beach, and it's a really nice event. So we started off with 300 people, and within 3 years, we're now up to 2,500. We also started podcasting. I know a lot of people have been talking about that. Another excellent way of bringing in more people and also advertising for yourself. You can advertise your fundraising drives or whatever it is that you're trying to push, any agenda within your organization. And Google Business, just making sure when you guys look up your organization on your phone, is everybody there? You all listed? Hopefully you are. Yeah? Show of hands. Is everybody listed on Google when you? All right. So Google Business, make sure that you guys are part of this and you're signed up, because you're able to go in, you can add pictures and really sell yourself. You can even place ads through Google Ads. But this is one way of tracking who's actually visiting your station, how many people are searching for you, how many people are calling you, how many people are looking for directions. So if anyone ever says, well, you know, I don't know how many people are actually frequenting your facility, this is one tool that you can use and show just how many people are coming in and even from where. So it's really cool. And of course, with the internet being what it is, we all need to be there, and there should be no question about who we are and what we do. And it also allows you, if you want to sell your services, you know, you can list those on here as well. So if people do search for equipment rentals in Boston, you could possibly pop up on this. So it's a very good service. That's it. All right, and that's the last one. So I'm going to turn it over to Bob Kelly from New TV, and I would like to read a quick introduction for Bob. Bob's the executive director of New TV and a 30-year veteran within the television industry. Earning his bones in the Boston music scene, Kelly worked alongside national acts and accomplished managers Tim Collins and Don Law before transitioning to television. He served 6 terms as president of Mass Access and became a fixture in the Massachusetts State House, lobbying for bills to protect local media. In addition, Bob is a former elected official in Massachusetts, an Emmy Award-winning executive producer, a former board member of the Boston, New England NATAS chapter, and a screenwriter whose treatments have caught the attention of Hollywood film companies. Bob, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Matt. I didn't write that bio, but I think my wife did. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about bridging the gap between cable revenues, traditional cable revenues, and then non-cable revenues. And I hope some of you can relate, don't compare. Our budget might be a little larger than yours, and maybe a little smaller, but some of the things that have been working on for the last 9 years. So if we can go to protect cable revenue slide, which is the next one. So those of you, is there anybody here that's in a state that has statewide franchising? Yeah, a couple of people. So the rest, I assume your municipality negotiates your franchise agreements with the cable operators. That being said, there's always an ascertainment hearing just prior to the renewals. And Comcast, Verizon, and RCN exist in Newton, Massachusetts, where New TV resides. What the traditional cable revenue that you've been receiving for the last 30 years, do your best to maximize your PEG funding to the 5% cap and your own contract with the municipality. Spend time, effort, and resources to make your needs known through the ascertainment hearings. Do the hard work, go out and get testimony, get letters, show, as Shelley mentioned before, you know, the number of hours your facility provided to the community in the past year to 3 years. Do charts, show how much equipment usage there is, the reservations that have been made, how many people have been members over the years. Develop your strong relationships with your elected and appointed officials. Put them on a show. Get sound bites from them. Let them understand that they have access to your center. Monitor and chart cord cutting and plan your budgets accordingly. The trend in Newton has been not good. We've started to see cord cutting happen, and I think we're seeing a little bit more each quarter, and that's a scary trend, but it's just the way of the world today. So our budget has to reflect the potential of lost cable revenues. Know your market. There are communities around you that might be getting a higher percentage. In Newton, we receive 4% of the pay contributions from the cable operators, which really is a pass-through to the consumer, but they don't want to remind us of that. So we get 4%, and the city keeps 1%. So we'll be arguing for more, 4.5%, up to 5% as cord cutting continues to happen. So do the best you can to protect the existing cable revenues that are coming into your facility. When I got to New TV in 2008, we were 100% dependent on cable television revenues. And my goal and our staff and board's goal is to lessen our dependency on cable revenues slowly but surely. Because we saw the day coming, this day that is here, cord cutting, cord nevers, as Shelley mentioned. There are reasons why we're going to lose cable television revenues, and it's just not the rulemaking that's happening at the FCC, although that is pretty scary. So for the last 9 years, we've been bringing in non-cable revenues and trying to lessen our dependency. So we're, let's say, 22% of our annual budget last year was from non-cable revenue. So 78% cable. So we're hoping to get that down to 60-40, 40-60, 20-80, and have a nice inflow of non-cable revenues to allow us to sustain. We created a production services company, or actually a division first of New TV under the nonprofit. But as we began to grow the production service revenues, we realized we needed to start a for-profit subsidiary. And so that is being launched November 14th, and we have a team in place. So as I said, please just relate, don't compare. You may not be able to do some of these things to the extent that we do, but you can start some variation of it. So we developed a top-notch production services team. I don't know if any of you have heard of Arnold Worldwide, but we had an employee from Arnold Worldwide, and they did a lot of production work. And then we hired a woman who ran Panache, which was a production house in New York and Boston. And her and her husband owned it, and so she had a lot of top-notch clients that now came with her. So we've developed a team of freelancers as well, creative writers, producers, volunteers, and we try to pull college interns in from the local colleges in the Boston area. And they have to be able to hit the ground running. They're not interns that we're looking to train for 3 months while they're with us for a semester or two. We need them to kind of be already schooled in how to edit, how to shoot video, and how to write. How many of you have watched The Folklorist? Okay, and are hearing it, yes? So we created The Folklorist at New TV with a creative team. So we were able to get interns to come work for us, and all we did was buy them a Charlie card. And we eat a lot of cake at New TV and pizza, so they kind of like that. And so we were able to pull in some great interns through The Folklorist, and they continue on with us. My board wanted us to do small businesses, videos for them. You know, the $500 type video for Bill's Pizzeria, you know, and I kind of brushed that aside and said, look, you do 100 of those and you get $50,000. I can do one $50,000 job for TJX. And that's because we brought in the people who used to do that work without a worldwide panache. And now they work for New TV. So last year did $235,000 in production services, just for videos, for C-Card, TJX, Biogen, C-Space, a number of different clients. So, but the margins are better there on the larger ones. The smaller ones, you know, the $500 video is nice, and you can bolster your revenues if you're a small operation. And you have downtime, your employees have downtime, but you know, the margins aren't quite there because you're going to spend so much time doing it. That's what Shelley talked about. Geez, you know, analyze how much time you put into, and then, but the larger clients the margins are just great. So, yes, well?
Bob, were your price points for your services, where did they compare to like third-party production houses?
So, you know, that's why we're starting a for-profit, because unrelated business income actually is driving us that way, but also because we are competing with some of the, you know, the greater Boston production houses. You know, we knew their rates, and the people that we hired are, you know, familiar with what the going rate is for, you know, PA and all that. So our rates are very competitive and slightly lower than, intentionally slightly lower than some of the production houses. Yes?
Are some of the production houses complaining that you're subsidized and therefore it's unfair business practice?
So we're being paid by our clients, so those revenues are...
Sure, but some of the equipment you have are coming through, you know, PEG contract, et cetera, et cetera. Have people made the argument that, hey, this is unfair business practice, you're subsidized by, you know, the government, essentially, and you're able to offer lower rates?
Actually,
So,
how does the government subsidize them? They're paid by Comcast and...
Well, sure, but it's coming through a municipal contract.
Right.
Yeah, but so are funds for the Boys and Girls Club or YMCA or, you know, this community development block grant money. Yeah, I understand what your argument is, but no, that's not... If we grew our revenues to a point where, you know, our competitors were complaining about it.
Right, that's what I mean.
Then, you know, we're avoiding that by starting the for-profit. It's called Another Age Productions, and we're launching it, as I said, November 14th. So we're going that route so that that complaint doesn't come.
Okay.
We didn't initially think that we were going to get to that point where it was such a higher, you know, rate of revenue for us, but now we're getting to that point to avoid all of it. So yes, we're cognizant of that. Yes?
If you made videos for those other clients, are they aired just on your public access station?
No, they're commercial videos. They're in-house. They don't air on the channel. A target market is just, you know, if you have a niche and you're very good working with, you know, colleges or hospitals or insurance companies or travel agents or something, And, you know, if you get one, and that's the key, get one client, you can then go and get others, because you can say, well, I do it for so-and-so. So you may want to try targeting a niche market and then grow it from there. And make sure you track your revenues, as we just discussed, as you grow the business. UBI is unrelated business income, so you could jeopardize your nonprofit status if you bring in too much non-cable revenue. And the IRS will punish you for that. So make sure that you monitor that and the percentages, and make sure your accountant knows what that is. Low-hanging fruit, next slide. So we initiated a community partner program. Many of you have community partner programs already in place, yes? Raise your hand. Okay, and there's different levels. We created diamond, platinum, gold, silver, bronze, and the like. Our diamond sponsorship is $25,000 a year because we're a larger organization within a community that's 83,000 and has a lot of members and contributors. So, you know, we give out visibility for their community partnerships. And then it's 15,000, 10, 5, and 2,500. Again, please take that figure and make it work for you in your market, if you so choose. Create an a la carte menu of visibility opportunities, such as website banner ads, e-newsletter ads and articles, program and event sponsorships, room underwriting, and more. So room underwriting was key for us. So we have our screening room. If you go to New TV's gallery or anotherageproductions.com, you'll see we have a screening room, a 42-seat screening room, and that's underwritten by RCN. And RCN does not give us money each year. They give us a free commercial internet connection. So what does that go for currently? $1,000 a month, something like that. And so we don't have to pay for our commercial internet. We get 110 up or 110 down, whatever it might be now. And then we have other rooms that are underwritten. We have a training center. We have, you know, a sound stage that we just built out. So you can also put them on your e-newsletter that goes out weekly, quarterly, whatever it might be, and put a price tag on it. You know, put a logo on your van if you wanted to, and put a price tag on it. So create a menu, an a la carte menu, that they can choose from, and secure your local businesses to become community partners. Those are the people you're already doing business with. If you have your money in one bank or two banks, go to the bank that you have your most money in and say, we want you to be our community partner, our first community partner. And they'll likely do it because you keep your money in their bank. And then go to your insurance carrier. Go to, you know, who else does your payroll and benefit program? Just go to the people you do business with now. That's the low-hanging fruit I'm talking about. And then you'll be able to get others. And then if you so choose to offer a corporate membership category, we're adding that to attract for-profit businesses. So we already have individual, family, nonprofits, right, that are members. And for us, membership revenues are insignificant. Our budget's 1.9 million, almost 2 million. So our membership dollars are like $7,000. So it's not huge. But if we do corporate memberships, we brought in 15 at $1,000, that's an extra $15,000 that we didn't have. And all you do there is the same thing, is just give them some visibility or credits towards production services. So if they gave you $1,000 and you gave them $500 towards a video that you would produce for them, and the video cost $5,000, that's a 10% discount on the video. You know, so you can slice it any way you want, but thinking outside of the traditional model is I think, very important. Challenge your staff and board. Next slide, please. If you could develop a strategic plan that focuses on finding alternative revenue sources, engage your board, staff, and key members of the community for buy-in, create teams, and host an all-day retreat, at least one all-day retreat, with an outside consultant to guide you. We all think that we can guide that strategic plan as executive directors or managers of our facility. It's much better when you bring in an outside consultant so that you engage with your staff and your board and the key people from the community. And you're actually, getting across your vision.
Equal terms too.
Yeah, you're in equal terms, too, right? See what other community media centers and nonprofits are doing. It's okay. Years ago I went over to Brookline, when it was just Brookline Community Television. Peter Zawadzki was the executive director. And when I walked in the facility, I said, wow, it's in a school, just beautiful. This is Brookline, Massachusetts. And they had a 25-seat screening room. I said, oh my God, whoever thought of this is a genius. So when we built out our addition, I put in a 42-seat screening room. Not because I wanted to be bigger, but because they were renting it at the time. They had consistent rental income coming for that 25-seat, which was enhancing their revenue stream. And I said, I want that. So we now have a 4K screening room and attracting Hollywood dailies. There are 5 TV series being produced in Massachusetts right now and a few films. So we're on Production Hub, and so our screening room can be rented by 20th Century Fox or Paramount or whoever it might be in town. But this strategic plan is key if you want to identify those growth areas. Here's your PEG over here. Maintain that. Keep true to your core mission. That's how we were founded. Don't lose sight of that. New TV was voted for our budget the best community media center in the country 5 out of the last 6 years because we still paid attention to the PEG part. We don't lose sight of that. But we added these other divisions, the original programming department for the folklorists, the production services. We added Isaac, which is, for your cloud-based management program. We have 2 projects in the works with Harvard and MEMA, Massachusetts Emergency Management. And so we're constantly trying to add other components to who we are. We do a lot within the community, with the nonprofits. We have artist galleries within our place all the time. We just did a documentary screening for Livingston Taylor and outside producers. We're constantly trying to be good. We're a community center that focuses on media. So, that's really who we are. We're a community center that's focusing on media. And so remain true to your core mission, but add these other components. It's necessary for you to survive and thrive, and that's the next slide. So if you want to be relevant in 5 years, and your community media center is 100% dependent on cable television revenues, you're behind the times. Enhanced services is key to your survival. Be better than most, and you will be a necessary member of the community. Educate your staff and board that PEG cable access station, as we know, is eroding. However, localism has not eroded. Localism is the only thing that's going to allow us to survive. Nobody's doing what we're doing at Channel 4, 5, or 7, or PBS. We're the local group that will always be there, and people will still want to see the high school basketball games, and the school committee meetings, and everything else. If it's not on a channel, we're streaming it. So next slide, what does the future hold? Cord cutting, cord nevers, cable television competition, FCC rulemakings, municipal money grabbing, that's been going on for a while, are real threats. No question the picture is bleak for community media. What will you do? Are you ready to win the day?
Yeah.
Yes. If so, deconstruct and reconstruct. I heard that 10 years ago down in Washington, D.C. at an Alliance for Community Media conference. And somebody, I don't know if it was Tony Riddle or somebody, that was running a workshop just like this. And they said, deconstruct and reconstruct. And that hit me like a ton of bricks, because our model had been the same for years and years and years. We were okay with people just walking in, we'll teach you how to do a show, and then you put the show on. We're a necessary component. But that model was broken. There was 900 cable channels. Who was watching us? And then HD came in, and we were mired down in the standard definition tier. Who is watching standard definition television any longer? So deconstruct and reconstruct was the message 10 years ago. It's relevant today. So no panic buttons, just downright hard work will get it done. I don't have all the answers. I'm just telling you what's working for New TV. If it helps you, then great. You can always, call me or send me an email. I'm happy to give you my thoughts. It's not always the popular approach. Some of you have been in this game a long time like I have. And when we went down this road, it was a little painful for me initially, but we're still here. We're still around. And even what happens with the FCC rulemaking, I think New TV will still be around. And some of the folks around us, and I got a lot of friends that are here. James is here from Wellesley, right next door. If you haven't done it, and the FCC says, okay, in-kind contributions can now be deducted, and we don't know what the impact is, and then all of a sudden we get a check and it's $8.12 instead of $150,000, right? What are we going to do? So, if the community media centers around us all, fall by the wayside, and New TV is still surviving, we may become a regional provider. That's not my goal, but it's just reality. So, stay strong, stay healthy, do what you can do. That's my message to you, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Bob. I think we have about 15 minutes if we want to open it up to the floor for any questions. Yes, sir.
So I heard earlier saying crowdfunding, direct support. What do you believe about Patreon as a model for potential individual donorship towards media centers? Do you think you could, or can a PEG station media center take on 1099s to gain that additional revenue via direct fundraising, whether it be recurring monthly or a per content payment?
So, you're talking about freelancers?
No. Patreon is this platform. It's a website by which you put up a page, you make an effort to gain patrons, where individual people can commit to supporting.
Yeah, there's a dozen of those out there that if you want to access them, fine, but see if it works for you. There's no harm in trying anything at this point. So if it works, welcome it. That's the thing that we do at New TV. Every Monday we have a staff meeting, and we just kick things around. And, and they laugh at me sometimes when I throw out an idea. What is that? Come up in a dream last night, Bob? What did you come up with? I go, no, just let's try. Let's see what happens. And, we kick things around. Some things work, some things don't. But if you're not trying,
I think sustaining donors too. If you can work out a system for sustaining donors, that's an excellent way. A lot of the times I've found people, once they're signed up for something, they're just too lazy to unsubscribe, even if it's their own money. Right. So
it's like going to the gym.
Right, exactly.
You can say that's maybe 20% bottom line in those gyms.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I want to go back to your 60/40 model on underwriting. When you're talking about that, is that primarily for the sales, or does that include the production as well?
That would include production and sales.
So the same person or group would do both?
Correct.
Do
Yep.
you have trouble finding someone to do that, or multiple people?
The person that we're working with he mainly does sales. He can edit and do camera as well, but he's going to be working with someone. So this is sort of a pilot program for us. Maybe next year I'll be able to report back on that and let everybody know how it went. But we're really excited to try that, because what we discovered in our old model is that we spent so much time and effort going out to the community and trying to sell these, and it was really, we were twisting arms, and it was not a nice experience. And also the time which it took to schedule a shoot time, to schedule editing, to schedule a voiceover. I said, what? Enough's enough with that. We weren't bringing in enough money to warrant, continuing to do this. So, like you said, deconstruct, reconstruct. If it's not working, try something else.
Has anyone else had success or failure on similar projects?
Yeah, we've
Model
dabbled
success.
into the model of the production services. And within 6 months, it's been really good. So been received really well within the community. And I want to reemphasize what was mentioned with low-hanging fruits. If you reach out to, if you have, what businesses are next to your library or next to your school. So we experimented with that and it's been really working.
And one other thing that we're going to do with the corporate underwriting is actually work with, we're in a tri-municipality. So we have the town of Mamaroneck, the village of Mamaroneck, and the village of Larchmont. And on each one of their websites, we're going to come up with more or less a widget that will be on the homepage that says, welcome to Mamaroneck, welcome to Larchmont, and has around those different videos that people can click on who are visiting the page. So when you're selling that added benefit to it as well, not only are you, making your community look the best that it is and can be, but you're also bringing a lot of eyes to your organization as well. So I'm excited about that.
Can I mention something else too? How many of you are doing news at your station? Weekly? Yep. Do you have a website too that supports it, or is it just on the channel? So I'd like you to look up New Haven Independent News, and Charlottesville also has one. So if you took your news, we have Wicked Local in Massachusetts, and so the Newton Tab, the old traditional newspaper, the online version, Gatehouse Media is not supporting it financially, so it's got less and less of a presence in our community. So we're looking at taking Newton News and modeling it after the New Haven Independent News. They're funded by grants and private donations, and anywhere from $300,000 to $600,000 a year, in order to have a website that's got daily content, and there's stories about what's happening in New Haven. And more people in Newton are looking for that, and so we're working with some activists to try to enhance our Newton News, which was traditionally on our cable channels, but we didn't have a website, so now we're looking at that model. Just another thought for you.
Before we go there, I just want to say something. When we talk about going out in your community, I think the one thing that was really great, the way Matt's going about this, is like, you're not going out in your community trying to sell production services, right? I want you to go out into your community, create partnerships, in return listen to their needs, and in return offer these services for sponsorship and to bring in the dollars. It's not about going and chasing dollars. It's going and creating partnerships first, so.
I know how that looks for my end, but for the final workshop, what does that look like per se? For one, where peg stations that aren't used to doing supplemental organizing, community organizing, partnerships and stuff, what will be like a good first step?
In going out into your community, you're saying?
Yeah, because usually
I always say start with the chamber, right? So as an executive director, every city I've ever sat in, I go and I sit on the Chamber of Commerce board, right? There is every main business person sitting on that board, right? And again, you get to be part of knowing what's happening right away. You get to make those relationships. So I think that's the first starting point. When you asked earlier about boards and sitting on boards and having your staff sit on boards, I think people have to sit on boards that they're going to participate in. I'm a big believer in working boards, but I think the chamber is always a great place to start because every community has one. So.
And your village recreation department, that's where we went for this tiki invasion, and they were very supportive, and we continue to come up with new ideas each and every time we meet. We're going to have something for hopefully next Halloween, doing some sort of a horror movie festival, which will be nice, and doing an outdoor drive-in, so we're going to set up a big blow-up screen and then park cars in the harbor and maybe show the fog or something like that.
So October 20th is Community Media Day nationally, and in Massachusetts we got the governor to put a proclamation together. Newton, we have our mayor and our state rep that did a proclamation. So we're doing a Did You Know campaign. Did you know New TV did this? Did you know New TV? So we're just launching an advertising campaign, realistically, through social media about what New TV does in the community. So social media is a great way to go about it, and it's easier.
Karen?
I just wanted to add a little bit to the low-hanging fruit, because I think it's hard for sometimes to get started to ask for money. And definitely going after the businesses that you do business with, or maybe your staff does business with, or whatever. Maybe a good ask at first, we just ask for a specific thing. So, for example, we asked this year for football sponsorships for the season. And, you know, it was like, I sent emails to people who we did business with and said, hey, we're doing something new this year, we want to get sponsors for football. And I mean, within like, I think 2 days, I had 3 sponsors. And the checks were rolling in. So sometimes it's just think simple sometimes too. You know, it's not all the big $25,000 sponsorships. You can start small, but sometimes if you ask for something very specific that you think the community's interested in, you'll get a response.
Yeah, just to chime in, I would say that's also good for fundraising efforts as well, if you can show someone what their donation goes towards. So a $50 donation will help in the production of, that's one studio show. $250 will cover a community event, you know, something so that people can see where their money is going. That always helps.
We got a grant from a local bank to underwrite kids, students at the high school with Newton North and Newton South to cover sporting events and National Honor Society and choral groups and plays and everything that way.
So this project costs maybe like $100 per time we do it. It's it's very little staff time. It's like 24 hours is like what it takes. So it's pretty much free and it's low impact from the staff point of view because I'm the only full-time staff and I have some people that work under 20 hours and then it's us/groups/P-Town. And so what we ask is that people follow these simple rules. Take a video or picture within Provincetown, so it has to be in the town, in the 24 hours that are designated. So it's 6 a.m. on the 24th of July to 6 a.m. on the 25th of July. And then we do it in February, also. And we just decided, hey, let's try it, and people responded. And it's a lot of fun. My board wants to convert it into membership, which honestly I'm not really interested in. This is a very pure project where you just put up what you're doing. That's the monument I was talking about. So it can be anything. We don't guide people at all. We say we're doing this project, and you show us what you're doing with your day. We don't have a photo booth. We don't have photo ops. It's all user-driven.
And then I'll take you up to Balltown Road.
Okay. And General ice cream, seal test ice cream used to be on Knott Terrace.
So this is Union.
And this isn't...
this is Union College right here.
Oh, where? Oh,
right here.
There's Union College. Oh, goody. Oh, goody.
That's all Union.
That's a
Here
great.
it is right
That's
here.
a great college.
There it is.
What?
Union. That's
Yeah.
the front.
And
There's
you know
a big,
who's on?
big church.
Is it
Wow.
okay to go through a red light?
Wasn't that green?
Oh, okay.
It's an amazing church.
You know who's there on Knott Terrace now? Price Chopper.
Yeah.
That's their address.
Yeah. I don't know, but I know exactly where they are.
To God be the glory, great things He hath done.
A lot of
And this
houses
is
here.
Union Street.
Yep, we're still on Union, and we're gonna go all the way to Balltown.
Stop at Palmer Avenue and make a left on Palmer Avenue.
Okay, where's
And
that?
It's about 2 streets before Balltown, 2 or 3.
Okay.
I have a funny story to tell you about that. Tape, video didn't come in until 1962. Do you believe that?
Wow.
And of course it was black and white. And so WRGB bought their first Ampex tape machine. The videotape was 2 inches.
Oh my goodness.
2 inches.
Ooh.
The Ampex machine was between you and me. It was that big. A spool of tape was this big.
That's crazy.
An hour tape weighed about 60 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
So they had to try it out. So they decided to try it out on Glendora Satellite 6, a 45-minute show. And they made so many mistakes that by the time they finished it, I could have gone on live. But they did it, and they broadcast it.
Wow.
And I'm going home to Palmer Avenue. I came walking down Balltown Road, and I'm going down Palmer Avenue home. And a woman opens the door, a mother, and she says, "Billy, Glendora's on." And Billy says, "Well, I'm not going to watch that stupid show." And he turned around, and I'm going down the sidewalk.
Oh my God. That's funny.
That looks nicer than Poughkeepsie. Yeah, much nicer.
Okay. Would you mind going to Albany by Route 5, or would you?
Yeah, I need to get to Albany. What do you guys need to get to Albany?
Well, it isn't that. It's just I'd like to take the old road. Wow, fellow. So, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I need to go to Albany, so if that works for you.
Sure.
Okay.
You got to stop to make there?
No, I have to go see my sister.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all for that.
Oh, nice looking houses. They're nice.
Now we are going toward Albany now?
Nope, I thought you wanted to see Balltown.
I do.
Okay.
But I just don't know my directions.
Yep, so we're in Schenectady. We're going to Balltown.
Okay, and Albany's back that way?
Well, Albany, if we come up here, it's up. Yeah, so it's kind of to the right of us.
Albany's in front of us or behind us?
Schenectady's here, and then Albany's kind of to the right to get on the throughway.
That way, huh?
Yeah.
And I was wondering, can we go into the driveway of WRGB? Would anybody mind that? And drive behind the TV station?
Yeah, I wish I could take you guys in, but we're under construction right now.
Yeah,
so.
I understand. And then drive out the other driveway?
Sure.
Because right at that driveway, honey, was the house where I lived.
Oh my goodness.
How was that for walking to work?
Wow.
Burritos, quesadillas.
Those were the days. 1955, Sarah, to 1962.
Oh my goodness.
When were you born?
I was born in 1988. I'm 30 years old.
Are you?
I am. Oops, sorry, guy.
Do you see Palmer Avenue yet?
No, I don't.
Oh, how many blocks to Balltown?
We're coming up on it soon. Like a couple more blocks.
Okay, it's on the left.
Okay, I'll take a look. That's Regent.
Pizza, home-style pizza.
There used to be a grocery store in the corner, and grocery stores aren't anymore. The supermarkets took over.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a park.
Yeah, it looks got a big fence around it.
Yeah, clearly they don't want anyone getting in there.
Well, it's a, maybe it's a ball field or something, maybe, I don't know. Up there. A lot of antennas. Oh, Glendora, you have to, you have to just aim the camera down a little bit because it's pointed up at the sky.
Like that?
Yeah, like that's better. Yeah,
Thank
that's.
you.
That's what you want.
Are you doing better camera work than I am, I hope?
Well, I'm doing okay, but here's CBS.
Wait, I
here,
gotta see
guess.
Balltown Road. Could you hold it still?
So here, I'll come up a little so you can see up here.
Now these trees were not here, baby. These trees were not here. Are we in the driveway of Balltown Road?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be close to the building. Okay.
This is it.
Sarah, one day Governor Harriman was going to be on the Ernie Tatro show, and he drove up in his limousine with his chauffeur to the front door.
Governor Harriman.
And he got out, and then a second car drove up behind him, and it was Governor Harriman's dog.
Oh, wow.
That's something.
And this is your parking lot.
Yeah.
And is this WRGB back here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
This
Sarah,
whole
isn't that
building.
new? Isn't that new, honey?
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't used to be that way, did it?
Not that I know.
It didn't go that far back, did it?
I don't think so.
Where's the entrance to the back entrance of the building?
Here's the back entrance.
Yes, right there.
There's a
Yup.
lot of cars here.
This was all field.
Oh, really?
Oh, this was all field, yeah. Who owns that? Do you know?
I don't know.
And you're under construction.
Yeah.
So Sarah, the station here is 24/7, right?
Yeah.
It's going all the time. And
Now, Sarah, would you stop at the end of the driveway, hon?
Sure.
That's where the talent office was, right there.
Mm-hmm. That's where it still is.
talent office.
It's where our talent gets ready and everything.
Now stop at the end, would you? Tell me what's over here.
So this is the...
What's over here?
So this is just all fields. That's Balltown Road.
That's all field?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a White House there?
Nope. No White House.
Okay, well that was a house where we lived.
Oh.
And we just walked to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that... No, it's not White, is it?
Well, maybe not now. It's been
Yeah,
a
it
long
might,
time, so-
yeah. It might be one of those houses, though.
This is the
Could you
building
go
here,
right
so-
here, dear, and then down the next left?
Yeah, I have to go back around, though.
Oh, okay. Is this a building?
Uh-huh, that's
where-
CBS right here.
That's what?
CBS, that's WRGB.
Oh. It used to be green, Sarah. The color of money.
I wonder what they're throwing out there. Oh, you're doing a lot of renovation, I guess. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That's something.
Now, where are we now? Balltown Road?
Yeah.
A lot of power.
Can you take the first left, huh?
Yeah. That's one of my colleagues.
Oh, no, now we're going, you want to go that way, okay.
No, this is Balltown, yeah, this is Balltown Road.
Now we're going to your sister's, right?
So where do you guys need to go?
To Nassau.
Okay, how are you getting there?
I was thinking, could we go to Route 5 to Albany? Could we
Okay.
go over the Dunn Memorial Bridge? In other words, you just follow Route 9 and 20.
Okay.
And then could we go to Nassau?
How far is that?
From Albany, it's only like 20 miles.
Okay. Because I have to be at my sister's by like 6:30 because we have plans. I didn't know you needed to go to Nassau.
Oh yeah, that was the point of the whole thing.
Oh my God. So, well, I need to take you there then or tell my sister I'm going to be late.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, can you give me do you have the address?
Where
of where I
you're
need
going?
to take, where I need to take you.
Okay, you're going to 45
8, 9, 10. That's 2,000.
Got it up there, honey?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did you crisscross it?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm
good
crisscrossing
girl.
it. 1, 2,
How about the camera?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You gave me 2. And then, yep, 1,000. That's 3,000.
Is the door shut, honey?
Yes, yeah, it's shut, yeah. Windows
That's
are
3,
shut.
right?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 4,000.
Are you getting a close-up, Greg?
Yeah,
Hands and money?
yeah, not that we don't trust you.
No, no worries. I
Don't
understand.
get that impression.
It's all good.
How much is it for?
You got 4,000 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 5,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 6,000.
You're crisscrossing them,
Yep.
aren't you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
She can't get over
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 8,000. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. Yeah, it's just a little piece of paper on it. Do you want that?
No.
Okay, here, I'll take that off. There you go. Here, I'll just put it up there. So we're at 4.
You okay, baby cat?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 9,000. 1. Oh, it's the same thing. There's a little piece of paper on it. There you go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, that's it. 9,900. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool.
All right, hon. Now, there's a ruler here, folks. And if you would write name and then draw a line across the page, if you would write print, sign, address.
Is it okay if I turn it to the back? Or actually?
No, really, it should be on the thing.
Okay, I'll do
And
it.
try to get 3 of us on, because he's going to witness it.
I shouldn't have wrote so big.
You
Do you
wanna-
have a pen?
You want to start it? Greg, you got a ballpoint, hon?
Yeah, here, actually, I'll just rewrite it. Here, I'll do this. No worries.
Yeah, I don't like my pens and stuff put away. So. Yeah, there's a ballpoint pen up here.
You're our witness.com. You're the witness, honey.
That .com, she's lost so much hair.
What are you going to have, Linkettes? Gregory will open you a can of Linkettes.
She lost
Yeah,
so much hair.
with nutritional yeast on it.
We still
Oh, Greg,
got the-
feel her chest, how much
We still
smoother
got
it
the
is.
soup from last
No
night.
scabs.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want to touch her. She's got that stuff on her, but
Oh, you so much better, honey. But you got a long way to
I
go.
can't touch that stuff. So.
Yeah, you got a long way to go. I feel 40 scabs.
Yeah, we have to do something to Flash. I left Flash in last night, and
Yeah,
I
I
let him in
think,
last night, but I didn't get the stuff on him. Yeah, but you.
let's do
but-
the same for
but
Flash
You
if you
want to
could-
give Flash a shot of that too.
I do.
right?
Okay.
All right.
So let me create, hold on, 3 lines quick.
Draw a name, a print, sign, a line across it, hon. An address, 2 lines or 3 lines. You want to get on the magnifier, honey? Because I'll have to sit at the magnifier.
All right, so, okay.
I'll take the camera.
All right, yeah, this is the Canon.
That's a Canon, okay.
Canon right there.
Greg, do you know where Glendora's camera is?
Yeah, it's right here. I think the battery's dead on it though.
Oh, okay, would you hook it up quickly? Right here?
I guess so. All right. Okay. Number 2. Oh, I gotta plug this.
Thank you,
And
dear.
then you need to sign too, right, Gregory? Should I just do print and sign for you?
I don't know what she wants to do. I'm not quite sure.
I'll do one. So Gregory, do you want Gregory to sign?
Yes.
Okay,
Just a witness.
I'll do a witness one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'll plug the camera in here. So.
This is Happy House 3, by the way, honey. Nothing but happiness here.
Okay, it's charging there now. So. All right, they're
Thanks,
charging
Greg.
now, so.
The counting out of the $9,900 is over on the Canon camcorder. Gregory took that. And .com, I hope we got .com so happy to see us home and saying hello to us. And feed me. That's what you're saying, right, .com? Feed me.
Okay, let's see.
Do you want me to put it on my phone?
Oh, dear?
Do you want me to record it on my phone or?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want?
Sure.
I have to go grab it, but do you want me to do that? Is that easier?
Sure, I'll wait for you right here.
Okay.
I'll wait for you.
I'm gonna see if I can scooch around you. Hold on. Oh yeah, you're good. Here, I'll do that. That's easier. Here, I can. Do you want to record it?
I guess.
Okay, yeah. So you just hit. That's recording right now.
All right. So,
If that's easier.
Okay, honey, I'm going over to the magnifier.
Okay.
Would you keep my camera going for me?
Sure.
And,
Whoops. Ooh, careful, careful.
whoops. No, Greg.
Where's your magnifier?
Well, it's an electronic
right
magnifier.
here, this one here, the big gray thing.
Okay. So you need to go around there?
Yeah. Greg, I need my Sharpie. Can you find it?
Yeah, there's one right here.
Thanks, honey.
That might be it. So.
I'll be right back, .com.
All right.
She loves all these people. All right, Sarah, show me where I am.
Okay. So okay, that first line, you're going to print your name.
Oh, okay, print it, huh?
Yeah? You got it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this for the 2019? 2019?
Okay, and then, yeah?
And sign it?
Yep, sign your name. Yeah, I gotta do 2019, not 2018. And then what's today's date? Do you know? And then you're gonna date it 10.
Today's the 12th.
Yep. 10, 20, 18.
Today's the 12th, isn't it?
Oh, 12th. I'm sorry.
Yeah, today's, I think so.
There you go.
Wait a second.
Okay, and then your address.
I need Anno Domini, year of our Lord.
Okay.
And 45A Elm Street?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sarah, do you have these commercials, or these are yet to be made up?
Yeah, so it's totally what you guys want to do and what commercials that you want to use. Okay, so you're good, Glendora.
I'm done, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to just change this to 2019 because it should be. There we go.
And did you initial it? You made a change, right?
Yep, so I just, instead of 2018, it should be 2019.
All right, so initial it, honey.
Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to sign and print. That's 10, 20, and then I'll use 1400 Balltown Road. Safety. New York. I don't know the zip.
Here's a road.
I think it's 12010. Okay, and then Gregory's gonna sign.
All right, so it's at the bottom of it. All right.
So yeah, so you're gonna sign here and then print your name. Sorry, I swapped it, and then just date it too.
Okay. All right.
I would use this address, Greg. What would you
Oh,
suggest?
I think he just needs a signature and date it. I don't think he needs to use the address because you already have the address there.
You got it, right?
Yeah, he just needs the signature and print his name.
No, I think you need an address, honey.
Okay, I'll put an address there too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sign
Let
this.
him
Yep, sign
put it.
that one.
Let him put it. Let him.
So
put it.
you just paid her $9,900
Yes.
for commercials.
Yes.
And that's what just happened here.
Yes.
Yes. You got your camera going, honey?
Yep. I got both cameras going. I'm a multitasker.
You got .com?
Yep. Got him.
Okay.
And then sign. And then date.
I'm so sorry about those fleas.com. I never should have let him in, honey. I should never have let him in.
The 12th.
Yep.
2018. Okay, all right. I think that's about it.
All right.
Okay.
We're all set, Glendora.
Are we, dear?
We are.
All right, Greg, make a copy, please.
All right. Here's your pen. There's your Sharpie there. If you
Yes,
want it.
thank you.
All right. Yeah, I'll take the camera, I guess, and then dial off this.
Isn't this a wonderful thing, sir?
That's cool. I like that.
So, anyways.
Cool.
Well, this is interesting here. So.
Sarah, here's the band, honey.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Sarah.com likes you.
I know.
I think your other kitties are speaking through her.
I know.
Sarah.
I think so too. She knows. Wait, is it a boy or a girl? Is .com a boy or a girl?
A girl?
A girl.
Oh, don't demote her. Who's got the camera going?
Oh, it.
Who's taking a picture
I
of
still
Greg?
have. I have
Where
mine
they're
going.
going there. You got yours and
Yeah.
Both of them,
Candy
sir?
there.
Yeah.
Both of them going.
So I'm gonna make a copy of this, right?
Yes.
How many copies?
Just one is fine.
Now, Sarah, do you know how to get back?
Yes, I'll be fine.
You come back the way you went.
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You come back the way you came.
That's been on this all day.
If you want, you don't have to make a copy. I can just literally snap it on my phone and then make a copy at work.
No,
If that's easier.
yeah.
If you want to keep the original.
Which one should I keep the original?
Yeah, you should keep the original.
So how many copies am I gonna make?
Well, let's make, yeah, just one is fine.
One, so. All right, let's see. That's shedding hair. There's hair all over it. So. Got a lot of hair going on here. So. Well.
Will your boss be pleased when you give him the 9,900 cash?
Yes, he will be very happy.
All right, there's one copy. So.
Perfect.
And there's somebody between you and your boss, is there? A local sales manager?
Yep, we have 2 local sales managers.
And which one is yours?
Mike.
Mike?
Yep.
What's his last name?
Beadenell.
How do you spell it?
Beadnell.
Oh, isn't that a nice name?
Yeah.
Alright, so.
Alright, Glendora.
You all set?
We're all set. I'm gonna come around to you, okay?
Yeah, I'll give you a hug.
Okay.
Give you a hug.
I'm right here.
Okay, honey.
It was good to see you, Glendora.
Now you'll be all right, huh?
Yes. You
Okay.
too, okay?
Yeah.
Alright, Gregory. It's good to see you.
Good to see
Call
you.
me up over the weekend and tell me how you did.
I will, okay?
All right. Thank you for the ride home.
Oh.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it. Every minute of it.
Good. All right. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk on Monday. I want to know how your thing went on Saturday, okay?
Yes, dear, and may the peace of God reign in your heart and soul. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Glendora. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Gregory.
Bye.
Bye.com.
Bye.com.
All right. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Greg, for all your help.
All right, yeah. All right, you're welcome.
Would you open .com a can of Linkettes?
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna shut the camera.
They came to us, wrote the scripts, and said, now let your students produce.
Feel better?
I sure did. I sure did. And I've got Yesenia Almonte here. You talk to her on the phone occasionally. So Yesenia's right over here.
How you doing?
She's thrilled. She hopes to break your record at some point.
I don't think he can.
I think you're probably right.
I don't mean it that way. I've been using it for years.
Glendora's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Let me scoot around you this way.
Well, we're so glad you're here.
So everybody's in yellow for Glendora.
Yeah, and everybody's got a fedora.
My tie. My tie.
Oh, I see.
Oh, welcome.
We're definitely taking pictures. Okay, I'll get Leah to take a picture. He's already over.
Could be Steve Ferry. Steve, all for you.
No, is that somebody on the speaker?
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is, I'm Candy.
Oh, hi, Candy. Candy Lash.
That's correct.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Are you related to 40 Lashes?
I'm related to Eyelash.
All right, so you're at AIC at the Schwartz Campus Center for the Hall of Fame induction.
I don't know, whatever you say.
Yes, that's what you
But I
said.
would
We
like
can
to
sit
sit.
at
That I
sit
know.
at this table, so
Okay.
there's a chair here for you. Okay?
Here?
Oh, yes, you're gonna sit here, and this table is for all of us, so.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Is everybody here? We're all here. Okay, let's introduce everybody.
There you go.
There's a chair. Move the chair back.
Yeah. Could I have that briefcase?
Yes, once you're sitting down, I'll give you the briefcase, okay? All right.
How nice to sit.
Sure. Do you want her to stand up, or can you take a picture? Okay. Okay. So, Glendora, this young man is asking to take a picture of us. Glendora wanted us to wear the school colors. Sure. Okay. Okay. All right. Here,
Is that the briefcase?
No, this young man is going to take a picture of us first, and then I'll give you the briefcase, okay?
What young man is that?
What's your name?
Leon?
Leon.
And where are you from, Leo?
I work with Kenny Lash.
Where?
I work with Kenny Lash.
He
You work for Candy Lash?
Yes.
Candy Lash, have I read you my protocol about taking my picture?
No, what is your protocol? What is the protocol? Tell the
I
photographer.
know, yeah, well,
A continuous smile.
A continuous smile. All right, Bill, get in. He would like everybody to be in the picture, so.
First one, I thought
Yes.
get one by
Well, no, you said everyone together first?
okay,
Okay,
all right.
get in.
I'm not sure how I look.
That's good, yeah?
Fixed wings collar, it wouldn't, it's not totally.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you looking straight ahead at their?
Oh, I'm staying seated?
I would say cheeseburger bacon.
Oh, no teeth today.
This one?
All right, thank
That's
you.
enough.
Okay, now one of you by your.
So, there's pictures all around. Okay. You want to see any pictures taken? There's like more stuff. Yes.
Take a picture of Yesenia and I over there?
Yeah.
Okay, Sandy, I understand.
There we go.
Hold it. Hold it, whoa.
Canada's cooperating.
Oh, you look good.
You'll be right in front of my face too, that's great.
Thank you.
I feel like I've known you. I feel like I've known you for a long time.
Hold it. I'll be right with you.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait a second, we gotta get Glendora out.
That one's comfortable.
Oh, look at that.
That's really the only, you can have a yearbook photo, everybody else had a yearbook photo.
Awesome, thank you, Jen.
I got that. That's new. That's interesting.
Glendora, you wanna put a button on your blazer.
All right.
It says AIC 100% certified alum. And Sarah's gonna pin it to your blazer for you.
How are you, Glendora? I'm right here. Hi, we've spoken on the phone a few times. I work at the alumni house. I'm very good. How are you?
Thank you, Mr. Schwartz, for your building.
I'll put it right here. This?
Yeah, there's a whole.
No, it says AIC alum 100% certified.
Oh, that's good.
How much do you weigh today?
Is Bill here?
Bill here.
Okay.
They're beautiful. Yes, I love it. You guys looked great coming in the building. Nice meeting you. We'll chat later. I know they're trying to get all the photos.
Call me, will you?
Yes, I will.
Glendora, I'm Brian the Fast
Hi, I'm
Talker.
Sarah.
I'm Brian the Fast Talker. Nice to meet you.
Oh, okay. That's an important job.
I have some stuff I'm going to bring over to you. I have the 1950 yearbook, 1950 things from student government. So hold on one second.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I think it's.
Where did you put any of these front tables?
We got it right here. Hey, Glendora,
Where is it, Jim?
I've got a favor. I have the magazine, there's a beautiful photograph on it. Would you sign it for me?
Sure.
I have a
How
marker
big a
for
pen
it.
is it on? You don't have a Sharpie.
I certainly do, and it's now in your capability.
All right, now, honey, where is it?
So,
We gotta be very, I need
no,
it,
she could-
usually I have to.
I guess she could,
Magnified.
She could probably do it.
How about all
She just needs to, once she gets started,
how about maybe,
Right there?
that'd be super, you could put it right over your gorgeous
Can you
orange.
draw a line?
Yeah, how about right above my hand, somewhere right there.
Draw a line for me.
Oh, okay, and then you do it on the line?
Maybe.
Okay, that's probably a good idea.
Yo, that helps a lot.
Okay, you want me to write a line here?
No, I don't need it.
Okay, I'll do that, that's perfect.
You hold on that so it doesn't slip, okay?
I've got it nice and tight.
Okay, now to whom?
To Steve.
Okay. Is it coming out, Steve?
Coming out great.
It is?
Yep,
And a comma.
perfect.
Now, where's Glendora?
And then right there, if you could,
Right here?
yep,
Okay, stand by, everybody.
you got it, take your time. All right, wait, hang on, I think I gotta, let me get you to do that one again. Let me do it. No, it came over onto the paper, so I can't read it.
I'll tell you, draw me a line.
Okay, that's what I'll do. That'll be better, I'll do that.
all right.
Can you see that? Okay.
Where was it going?
Well, if you could do it right above the paper,
Right here?
a little higher, even a little more.
All right.
That's perfect. Oh, this is going good now.
Is it still going?
It's going perfect.
See where there's a will, there's a way.
Absolutely. Y'all look great.
What do you want me to do?
Could you do an R right there?
You do it.
There you go. That's perfect. Now it's coming right from your hand and from the spirit of your friends. I love this. That is great. It's going on my wall at Focus. I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Well, that's good.
And here's your gloves back.
Yes.
Scott?
I'm Greg.
Gregory.
Greg, I'm Dennis. Laura?
Yeah,
It's Monty Archer, good to see you.
I gotta have my briefcase.
Okay?
It's right there.
All right. Sandy, come back.
Good, nice to meet you.
And I didn't even know you guys were wearing hats today.
No
I
kidding.
brought my very own fedora.
That's funny.
How about that?
He's right here behind
Right here, Glendora.
Get a couple pictures.
Right here. Okay, you know what? Good to see you. I brought my own fedora today and nobody even told me. How about that?
I have some great college president jokes I hope.
Oh, I can't wait to hear those. I probably heard a lot of them already. There are a lot of those going around right now. Okay. You want me to keep the hat on?
I want you to keep the hat on and I'm going to have to take the hat off.
How about preparation? Yeah, go Yellow Jackets, that's right.
Vince, also, once you get down a little bit,
Yeah.
either sit or...
Give me my briefcase.
I'm not proposing, Glendora.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right
Take the
here.
gloves out of the way there.
Okay, now, could you find the jokes?
Can you move? Yeah.
My wife's gonna be jealous.
They're taking a few more pictures here. Yes, are they on the piece of paper on your notebook?
You don't have a charger in.
For what? The
Yes.
camera?
No, my phone.
Maybe.
Sorry, I mean,
They're about 6.
No, you never did realize Did you get the picture?
tell me when I'll get back out of it, I
You
can
want
let
to,
you can't handle it.
You can pose for pictures, but I'll find it.
I'd rather be.
Okay? Well, they're trying to take your picture.
Okay, no, this is the to-do list.
So did you guys just go out and buy these hats today? So I've had mine for a long time.
Explain Glendora's collection.
Oh,
It's her collection.
So, just so you know, I've had mine, so mine's real, this is genuine.
Yeah, these
She's
are
got a
pictures.
collection there.
Does that say Hall of Fame?
No?
Okay, does the one under say Hall of Fame?
What we'll do,
Here, let me look. Here it is, you got it. Right here.
Look, there's only one, I think it's here.
anyways, I don't want to interrupt everything. Here is
I've got it so we can get a picture, okay? So have been sitting.
Are we gonna do this?
We're gonna do it.
You can sit.
Could I?
They wanted me to get down low, but I'll just do the knee.
You want Wayne out of the way?
Yes.
Big smile,
Sweet.
Glendora. Smile. Say shopping, sex.
Do you want, can I get one with you without your hat?
Without the hat? Okay, do I have hat hair?
No, you look good, Vince. And I wouldn't pitch it.
It's a challenge. I can't wait. Maybe you can include it in your speech. Big smile,
Look
Glendora.
right over here.
Glendora?
What here?
Here.
Ladora, I've been rehearsing. I got a joke for you. You ready? What does a fish say when it hits a wall?
Damn.
Ah, she knew it.
I wanted you to see the AIC glove.
Tell me about those gloves. This is Steve from Focus. I'm rolling on this. We're gonna send this video to you. Tell me about the gloves.
Where are my people and your cameras? Everybody with the floor.
Yeah, they're
You all
here.
have a camera here.
Oh, my God.
Where are the people?
Greg? Yeah, I'm here. I have
Greg
the,
has
Greg,
it.
hand out the cameras.
I've got the Canon.
Cindy
so-
is very good at this. Make sure that she gets a JVC jersey, okay?
I don't know if we got that.
And Wayne, you get camera number 3. And Bill is very
So,
good at
okay.
camera. He gets camera number 4.
Just open it up, I guess, the...
Boy, you got a serious team. You got a network here.
she's
Glendora has
got
a
I haven't charged that. I hope they're charged up.
All right, folks.
Glendora,
So
can you
anyway.
tell me a little bit about your yellow
Sandy,
gloves?
she wanted you to have this one. I
Yes,
guess, or-
these yellow gloves were
I think you just
crocheted
open
by
it up
my
and just
friend
push the
Mary
button.
Ann Elmer.
There, so.
Okay.
Which one is no pattern.
Oh,
And she did a
she's
yellow
got 3
pair
there, but,
and a pink pair.
but it doesn't make any difference. You could take one of these, I guess.
And do you wear them often?
She said I was
supposed to have 3.
Yeah, she's got 3 there.
She's got 3. She wants you to have 3?
But I think they're all charged up as far as I know.
Camera 3 to Wayne?
Camera 3 go to
They got SD cards in them.
Folks, roll your cameras, okay?
Want a camera?
Take
Yeah.
everything, don't stop.
Do you need a camera?
And whoever gets the best video gets $10.
How do you work it?
Oh, you just open up the door there? Is the,
I'm not sure.
Oh, I gotta document this. Gotta shoot the shooting of.
So, yeah, all of his cameramen. Yeah, that's it, and it's got 94 hours on it, and just to start recording, you just push the red button right there just to start it up, and when it's you hit it once, the green turns to red, and it's recorded. And,
Is it recording now? I think so.
let me see. Wait, is that recording? Can I check your camera out. Can you just hold this for 1 second?
I don't know
No, there's no card in it. It doesn't have an SD card.
So what do I do?
So we can't use this camera.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have an SD card in it. Yeah, we can't do that. So yeah, there's no card.
Glendora.
So what I would do is
You're on camera now.
I would say either take her camera.
Very
if
good.
She has one. This one is no
Happy
card.
day.
How you doing?
Oh, pretty good. Glendora, we're just.
I'll tell you.
Glendora, did you bring your speechwriter?
Yeah, this does not have a card in it, but.
Your speechwriter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, there's no card in it. Also.
I want to know who Mr. Schwartz was, who gave us this building.
Yeah, I don't have an SD card.
Who was Mr. Schwartz?
But let's see, these got. I have this and we have those two there. So.
Where's Sandy?
Oh, she's over talking to Candy. So Glendora, I have the Canon here, and
yeah,
and
oh, that's good.
And then Bill Banker has camera number 2.
Oh, he's good. He's good on the
And then,
camera.
And then Scott's got, I think, camera 4. Scott's got camera 4 there.
Oh, he's got the new one.
And that, and
Who has a JVC jersey?
I think Sandy's got that.
Oh, good. Sandy's good on
She's
camera.
got that. Yeah, so we got like a couple of cameras there.
Yes, no, that's not me. Glendora has a lot of friends, and one of her dear friends.
Yeah, I thought we knew. She told me last night what cameras to take, and she took different cameras and took them all. And that was missing a card. And but anyways,
Where is Wayne?
Right here.
we got 4
I'm here.
cameras.
To your left, Glendora.
There's 4 cameras.
To your left. I'm over on your left.
Glendora's Wayne's right here.
Oh, there's my boy. Hi, Wayne. Hi. What do you? Yes, I do.
So anyways, I need a drink. Anyways, usually what I do is we just record everything, and by the time we get to the really important thing, the kid batteries are dead.
Yeah.
So I'd like to record a little bit and then just kind of hold off in the camera a little bit, but I can't record it all because it's going to kill the battery.
Yeah.
And but I have a charger. I brought a charger with me. But this is all charged up.
Yeah, I'm not running it now. I ran a few and pictures.
Okay. Yeah, you could it'd be better to just shoot intermittent. But if we just turn it on and let it go, and just run the battery right down.
Yeah.
Anyways, but we'll get this done here today. Okay. Anyway.
Anybody find the restroom yet?
The restroom. There must be right down there. There's one right down there. So I gotta check right down there quick. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
Grilled tofu, garbanzo bean salad, so this one's good. And then on this table, the roasted potatoes and arugula and spinach with red onion. Those 3 things are all very are good to.
Oh my God.
Very good.
Good. So I hope she enjoys.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
They've got a good thing going. Why should they give it to a scholarship? They don't need it. They don't need a scholarship. So that's been announced too. I didn't know that. So that means the conference is down to 13.
Kids, you know, it started way back. But you must know that you've been there.
Yeah, okay.
I was here for
Who's missing?
We're all here.
We're here with Scott Everly, Wayne Collins, Bill Banker, Glendora, and Sandy is here.
Wait, Greg.
We're all ready for a break.
Oh, okay. Oh, there, Sandy's got her fixed her a fedora.
Greg, you ready for Grace?
Yes.
I am. I will start
Okay.
if you want,
All right.
and anybody join in afterwards. Our God, we are so happy that we are here experiencing the one-ship and the onlyness and the allness of God, that all it is about is how we treat others, and that we are all working to do what is good, and we are working together to do it, and we are having a ball.
Yep.
Next, Sandy?
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for the beautiful day and our time
Would you
together.
like to go around the
Time
table?
together. Your turn, Greg.
Say thank you for something?
Thank you very much, Glendora, for bringing me here today to share with you this celebration, and we're grateful for this meal today that we're about to partake in. Amen.
Okay.
Scott?
Thank you, Glendora, for calling me. It's a pleasure to be here with all your friends, faculty, students, this happy occasion. And congratulations to you. And we got here safely and returned. So, amen.
Oh, that's lovely. Anybody else?
Yep, Wayne is saying something.
Wayne, oh my dear Wayne.
We thank you for this time of fellowship together and ask your blessing upon this day, a special blessing upon Glendora as she receives this honor. And we just thank you for health and well-being and ask your blessing
And thank you, God, that Bill didn't end us up in New Jersey.
I like New Jersey. Bill might want to say something.
Oh, yeah, Bill.
It's an honor to be here today with you, Glendora, and I would just like to say that love is reflected in love.
Yes, oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that is beautiful. Amen to that.
Amen. No, honey, what is this chopsticks or is this fork?
That kind of looks like a mini quiche.
Oh, that's so good.
Those are like some roasted potatoes. And, everything is quite delicious.
That's good.
Sandy, what was that sweet thing? There's sugar in it.
I don't remember, but over here you have some tofu and rice and cranberries. And local maple syrup. On a pan? On a pan, yeah. So that's probably, the sweetness is probably from the maple syrup.
If you smell bacon, it comes from across the room.
It is, everything is
I
delicious.
want to know who this vegan cook is. Where's Steve Carey?
I don't know.
It's over against the wall over there, I think.
Why? Is he being bugged?
No, there's a table over there to eat from.
Steve Carey, are you okay?
Other direction.
Steve Carey, are you okay?
Over here.
We probably can't hear
Go
you.
further around. Probably can't hear you.
There are a lot of people talking, so it'd be hard for him to hear. They're about
I
the
know
same.
who he is, don't you?
No.
He wasn't the guy from the TV station?
Yeah, he's the
There are about 9 tables with seats for, how many? We had eight at each table.
How many would you estimate are here?
This is an exclusive. It's an exclusive thing.
How many do you estimate are here?
Well,
Probably 50, 60,
Yeah, at least 40, 50, yeah.
maybe a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, I taste the maple syrup.
yeah.
That's what AIC is all about, energy. So I'm Vince Maniaci, president of AIC. I wanted to welcome all of you here today. I want to congratulate the inductees for being inducted today. It's a great honor to have you inducted. And I just want to say that it's very meaningful because when you were here, you made a great difference. And it's clear to me from seeing what you've done in your lives that you continue to make a big difference in life and in your communities. So thank you for being here. We're thrilled to have you. And once again, congratulations. I now want to introduce Brian O'Shaughnessy, our Vice President for Student Affairs, and the person whose idea it was to create this honorary event. So thank you all.
Thank you, Vince. It's a great honor today to have this impressive group of very talented achievements back on campus for this, our fourth co-curricular Hall of Fame induction, and the official induction of finally our actual physical location of it. We've had some struggles with that over the past few years, and I'm glad it's found its home in the Colachino Lounge of the Schwartz Campus Center. The Student Government Association in 2011 actually was the impetus for the Co-Curricular Hall of Fame. It recognizes AIC alumni whose students made a significant impact on campus life. We hope that it inspires new generations of student leaders. We have some new student leaders here today that share some commonalities with those who have come back from the past. Really, involvement in co-curricular life on a college campus is sometimes overlooked. It's a hidden gem of the campus. Today we recognize an inductee class that had leaders from student government, chairs of Model Congress, student activities coordinators, leaders in athletics and Greek life, resident assistants or resident advisors depending on your era, leaders of Pride, Lasso, AIC Radio, and other organizations. We're fortunate to have Glendora Buell, class of 1950, here today. When Glendora was a student, some of you may recognize this name, Professor Henrietta Littlefield was actually a real person and not just the name on an award. She was one of the college's early administrators, and one of our awards, most prestigious awards, is named after her. Emily Rivera, class of 1997, actually earned that honor her senior year in winning that award. So Glendora would have known Professor Littlefield. When Glendora left AIC to become a pioneer of public access television, Henrietta Littlefield was already a pioneer of her age, as I mentioned, being a strong role model and the essentially organizer of co-curricular student life at AIC. She was the first professional administrator to oversee student activities. Both Kia Prescott-Bando, class of 1999, and Yolanda McCormick, class of 2003, served as coordinators of student activities in their student roles as well. Glendora also would have been on campus during the time of the 10th Annual Model Congress that was chaired by Rodman Henry. Luis Nunez, class of 98, chaired the 58th Model Congress, and Elizabeth Perez, class of 1999, chaired the 59th. In their spare time, and under their visionary leadership, Luis and Elizabeth were co-founders of AIC's Latin American Student Association. LASSO's current president, Onesia Martinez, will close our ceremony today. Whether it was lived in your AIC experience under the mentorship of Henrietta Littlefield, Blaine Stevens, Naomi White-Innes, each of you has benefited from the legacy of these AIC leaders who inspired countless students over multiple decades of service to the college. Naomi White-Innes certainly transformed my life as a young college administrator, and certainly transformed Keyshawn Dodds, class of 2001's life. Ma White named Keyshawn to continue her legacy and serve as AIC's Director of Diversity and Community Engagement when she retired after 40 years. No one was going to argue with her about that either. Despite Keyshawn's infamous fashion show experiences, which I promised I would not go into today because his daughter Sydney is here. Kia remembers those though. Kia was an MC of the fashion show back in the day. As you can clearly see, this inductee class represents the finest of AIC's past, but they also personify AIC's current mission and vision. Some of you have heard this before, and I apologize, but I think it's important to state often that AIC has an amazing history. Our mission has been to transform lives through providing access, opportunity, and diversity, and it's an excellent mission. AIC has done this since 1885, and AIC is way ahead of its time in doing so. In 1885, most colleges and universities that existed were for the elite, in other words, the rich white male. Our college was different. We were known as French Protestant College back in 1885, and our purpose wasn't to educate the elite, it was to educate first-generation working-class immigrant males from Canada. Though it took a few years to enroll students from all religions and to also enroll women, our college history has always been inclusive of all races. 7 years later, in 1892, and on the early side of history, we began admitting women to our fold of access, opportunity, and diversity nearly 30 years before they were given the right to vote. In fact, when Glendora graduated in 1950, there were 14 members of the college administration in total under President John Homer Miller. 14 administrators, Vince, can you imagine that? 10 of those were women. In 1893, our name was changed by President Samuel Lee. Lee said, forget about having to be Protestant. Our college is going to be inclusive to anyone who wants to better themselves through education. He also said we're going to keep our costs affordable for the working class. And he said we're going to celebrate being American. So he dropped Protestant, he replaced it with American, and our college became known as French American College. Lee did this to symbolize the opportunity that a college education in the United States provides. 10 years later, in 1903, President Lee decided to drop French, and French American College became American International College. President Lee did this to tell the world that our amazing college welcomes all first-generation immigrants, and not just the French from Canada. Most people don't understand our name, which is why I like to include a small bit of history whenever I speak, so please spread the word about our history. Our college was also on the early side of history when it welcomed and sponsored veterans into education programs before the existence of the government-sponsored programs, the GI Bill. Our college in the 1960s was on the early side of history in developing diversity education, when college faculty and administration stood in march alongside our students during civil rights and war protests. Students, together with administration and faculty, founded one of our oldest organizations, Persons Ready in Defense of Ebony, known for short as PRIDE. We have past and present leaders of PRIDE here today. And from the 60s through today, where most colleges still talk about creating diversity, AIC has lived it every day of its existence. I go into this for a few different reasons. AIC has certainly changed and evolved since the time our inductees were here on campus. But at the same time, it really hasn't. When 6 out of 7 of our inductees were students, AIC had just built a new health sciences building. Students complained about their access to the internet, to res life and student government, and student leaders worked for positive change on campus. Today, AIC has just built a new health science building. Students complain about the speed of the internet, to res life and student government, and student leaders are continuing to work for positive change on campus. Our college needed to work better, work to be better when our inductees were students, and our college still needs to work to be better now. Every person here has contributed to making AIC better. Today we see that sentiment reflected in banners and signs throughout campus that read higher dedication. But before it was branded into words, these inductees lived higher dedication. Though sometimes unnoticed, the work of student leaders is paramount to the success of American International College. Thanks to each of you for sharing your talents and treasure with AIC and beyond. It is with great pride that I induct you each now into the Co-Curricular Hall of Fame. So please come to the podium when I call your name and read your bio. If you wish to make some remarks, feel free. If you don't, that's totally fine. Surprise though, Yolanda, I'm doing this in reverse order. So, so Yolanda, could you come up to the podium, please? Congratulations. Oh, thank you. Now stand there while I talk about you. Yolanda McCormick, MS, graduated from American International College with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice and Sociology in 2003, and a Master of Science in Criminal Justice in 2005. She also earned a Master of Science in Mental Health Counseling from Capella University in 2014. An AIC Co-Curricular Award winner and Who's Who Among Students in American Universities and Colleges inductee, McCormick served as a resident advisor and student activities coordinator. She was a member of Persons Ready in Defense of Ebony, a volunteer at Homer Street School in Springfield, and part of the Partners Program. McCormick is a licensed mental health clinician with Mecklenburg County Government's Child Development Community Policing Program in Charlotte, North Carolina. She came a long way to be here today. McCormick began her career with the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families as a social worker and emergency response worker. That was from all her RA training. After relocating to North Carolina, she worked for several local nonprofit organizations, including Monarch, the Safe Alliance Domestic Violence Shelter, and Daymark Recovery Services. She later joined Mecklenburg County as a senior social worker. She is a licensed professional counselor in the state of North Carolina and is pursuing her